Welcome back. It is 7:54. Jose Garza served as a police chief of Parlier for 4 years when the city fired him in 2021. Garza sued, claiming retaliation. This week, a Fresno County jury agreed, awarding Garza $1 million. And on this Wired Wednesday, we talked to GV Wire senior reporter David Taub, who was the only Central Valley reporter covering the trial. David, good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here.
We are interested to learn what exactly were the details into this case.
Well, Jose Garza, he's a law enforcement veteran, 40 years, Fresno, Parlier, down in Coalinga. As police chief, he was investigating embezzlement with a city employee, actually in the police department. And for independence and transparency, he hired a third-party firm to look into this. Well, the city manager wrote a letter to this investigator saying, let's call off the investigation. Why don't you look at, person B instead of person A, and let's not talk to the DA about this. Well, Jose Garza's like, no way. I'm a police chief. This is a law enforcement matter. So, we're going to continue with this investigation. Now, at the same time, Parlier is going through financial problems. So the city council voted not to renew the contract with the chief. Doesn't mean he was gone. But the police chief writes a letter to the city council, complains about the interference, complains about this and that, and all of a sudden he gets a letter, well, your style doesn't really, conform to our management style, so leave, you're gone.
Wow. And
then he sued, and we finally go to trial this month.
Now, how exactly did the city Parlier defend itself?
Well, they said, technically, you didn't really exhaust all your remedies, you didn't appeal, and Garza's attorney said, what's the point of appealing if the same city council that fired him in the first place, or didn't renew his contract in the first place? And the judge said, you know what, that's really immaterial. We're going to stick on whether they retaliated with him, whether they violated California's labor code. And the jury eventually said, yes, they did.
Wow. Now, what were some key pieces of evidence?
I talked to the foreperson after the trial, and she told me that it was this letter exchange between the city attorney and Garza that said, when you're going to be asking for a raise, don't go, maybe don't be in the room at the time because they're still a little sore about this investigation. And that's what she said, if the fact that the investigation was part of their decision making to fire him, that was a key component of the jury's decision.
Wow. And how did the embezzlement evidence, ultimately get resolved?
Well, they forwarded the case to the DA, despite what the city manager wrote in that letter, but the district attorney decided there was not enough evidence to try to get a conviction, so the district attorney decided not to pursue the case.
My goodness. And we want to know, what exactly is Chief Garza doing now?
Well, after he was fired, he was able to rebound. Okay. He got a job. He's currently the police chief of Coalinga. So, but this trial, even though the $1 million award was really, he said, about clearing his name.
There you go. Wow. Well, we are so appreciative to have you here this Wednesday and on every Wired Wednesday. Thank you so much. GV Wire senior reporter David Taub joining us on Great Day. And we'll be right back.